These make me look funny? Okay, so the topic I wanted to cover for this week is marketing viewpoint. And so like from where does a person view your products, your services, your goods, your wares? And so I wanted to start with just one little side note, which is one of the most major mistakes that a salesperson can make, right? So a salesperson, they have some target, they have a quota, they have some thing they need to meet, and they need to get something done, and they've got to make that sale. And so they go into a call, and they're thinking going in, I gotta get this person sold. I gotta find out. I gotta get them a contract, and I gotta have them at the end of this call. I gotta have them saying, yes, I want to sign today. And so they go into that call, and all of their viewpoint is geared toward what they want, and it becomes this obsessed viewpoint. And I imagine that many people viewing this video have experienced a salesperson being that way. As a salesperson, I've been that way, and it's a very ineffective way of selling because the prospect has what they have their needs. They have their wants, they have their questions, they have their logistics, they have their thoughts on timelines and budgets, they have their universe. So as a salesperson, and what I coach my team to do and what we drill on is going into a sales call without our own like obsessed viewpoint. What we want to do is a discovery call, a finding out. That initial contact is to understand and find out what's going on that side of the table. Not to do 20 questions and sort of like get into the whole business realm, because a lot of that's really none of our business. What is our business is understanding what they think about video, what challenges they'd like to tackle with video, and then any logistics connected to it from their viewpoint. Right? So in the marketing side of things, when you're thinking about marketing material and creating marketing material, we all know there is a tendency to, you become too close to your product, you become too attached to it, you love it too much, your product, your service, and you feel the way you feel about it. And so it can seep into the marketing communication, this sort of like, here's how awesome we are, right? We're this awesome. And the prospect, we kind of know the prospect doesn't really care. You've seen these company videos that are like just full of beautiful buzzwords and gorgeous, visual shots and all these things, and you think to yourself, that video is not for their prospects. And you'd be right? Some companies will sometimes make videos that are for them, that are for their internal like boosting morale and getting a viewpoint of internally, right? But when we're creating our marketing material, here's the thing, is the prospect is gonna think of you how they're gonna think of you. They're gonna think of your product and service based on their viewpoint. They're not gonna think about your product or service based on your viewpoint. It's just not gonna happen. So trying to force that into the marketplace is actually backwards, right? The actual approach is to find out what is on that side of the table for your prospects, to find out, to survey, to investigate, to have phone calls where you ask questions of clients, of prospects, to find out, to even if you can go as far as setting up, why didn't a person buy? What happened when they approached or engaged? Right? There's all through the sales cycle, from the far edge of marketing to the deep, almost closed or closed and client sale. There's this whole gamut of data in between, and that's going to be where your marketing material, where your communication, where your brand, where the expression of your company will come from. And it's not going to come from internal. It's going to come from external. Like you can imagine when cybersecurity started to become a thing, and people don't understand the depths of cybersecurity. They generally, by and large, by far, have no clue. But there is a large, like if you took like McAfee or Kaspersky Lab or something like that, where they're very much, they have a large B2C play, right? There's the enterprise play too, of course, but they have a B2C element where individual computers carry McAfee, Kaspersky Lab, other antivirus, that sort of thing. The usual consumer is not thinking about the depths to which those two companies plumb into, the world of cyber, and that sort of thing. They're thinking, I don't want people looking through my webcam. I got to cover up that thing with a sticky note. They're thinking, I don't want my Facebook password phished, right? Whatever they're not probably even thinking the word phished. But you get the idea. So they're viewing the product, McAfee, Kaspersky Lab, from that uneducated, simplified, reduced viewpoint, right? So when they're marketed to, they have to be marketed to from their viewpoint, not from our viewpoint, not from Kaspersky, not from McAfee, not from Carbon Black's viewpoint. They have to be marketed to, or InfoArmor. There's all sorts of really cool cyber type clients. They have to be marketed to from their viewpoint. So think about that. That's just something I just noticed the time I've gone on a bit long. Consider that when creating marketing messaging, to really find out, if you don't know already, honestly, if you don't know already, and that takes a real good, you have to look, do I know, or do I really not know? And then decide which way it is, and then go get data, which can take a lot of grunt work, it can take a lot of groundwork, and it can take some hard, some time of really digging up the facts of how are we viewed? What do people think when they think about this kind of product or service? What do they think about? What is their need? And not just what is the broad need of everyone, what is the need of our segment of the market? These specific ideal target public that we have in mind. What is their need? And how can I express us to them so that they respond to that? Anyway, going on a bit long. Hope that helps. See you next week.